A spark of hope. The towering structure of Earth's diplomatic center gleamed against the backdrop of a rapidly advancing city, its spires reaching for the stars, reflecting the same ambition and resolve that had driven humanity to this point. The skyline, once a symbol of struggle and perseverance, now stood as a testament to Earth's victory in the galactic arena. The shining city below was a mosaic of gleaming glass, spiraling towers, and bustling streets, a perfect contrast to the sleek, imposing design of the alien spacecraft that now hovered over Earth's capital. Captain Elena Monroe stood before the window, her eyes fixed on the alien ship as it slowly descended, its advanced engines glowing with an otherworldly blue light. The sight was humbling. The alien craft was unlike anything humanity had ever built. Smooth, almost fluid in design, it hovered effortlessly above the city, dwarfing Earth's own spacecraft. This was not the first time such a scene had unfolded before her, but today it felt different. The Council had arrived. The leaders of the galaxy's most powerful species, those who had watched Earth grow from a primitive world into a potential player on the galactic stage, were now coming to discuss humanity's place in the future. The Council was known for its control, its authority, its ability to shape civilizations. They had seen human ingenuity and resilience firsthand, and now they were here to decide if Earth would remain independent or fall under their watchful eye. Elena adjusted her uniform, a simple yet dignified blue with gold accents, carefully chosen to maintain the perfect balance of respect and authority. A slight nervousness gripped her heart, but she pushed it aside. She had played this role for years now, ever since Earth first made contact with the Council. Her mission was clear: maintain the facade of humanity as the younger, more fragile species, one that needed guidance and protection. Yet beneath the surface, Elena knew that Earth had been preparing for this moment for decades. The mask of humility was about to come off, and the true face of humanity was ready to be revealed. "Captain Monroe, the delegation has arrived," a soft voice called from behind her. Lieutenant Darian Cole, her trusted aide, entered the room with a datapad in hand, his expression neutral but alert. Elena nodded and turned to face him. "Prepare for the meeting, Darian. Let's make sure everything is ready." As she spoke, her mind raced through the events that had led to this moment. It had taken years of planning, subtle maneuvering, and calculated risks. Earth's military capabilities, hidden beneath layers of secrecy, were now poised to defend the planet against any threat. They had played the part of the peaceful, unsuspecting species for so long, and now that mask would finally be discarded. "Understood, Captain," Darian replied, leaving the room to execute his orders. Elena took a deep breath and stepped away from the window, moving toward the entrance. The door slid open, revealing the hallway, where the Council's delegates would soon arrive. She couldn't help but wonder what they would think when they realized the truth, that Earth had never been the weak, innocent species they assumed. The delegation's ship docked silently, a seamless operation conducted with an efficiency that left Earth's engineers in awe. The alien craft connected to the station with barely a sound, the magnetic clamps locking into place with precision. Elena watched as the hatch of the vessel slowly opened, and the delegation began to emerge. Council Leader Korath, a towering figure with translucent blue skin that shimmered under the station's lights, led the group. His eyes, sharp and calculating, scanned the surroundings as his long, flowing robes billowed in the low gravity. Beside him stood two other high-ranking members of the Council. Advisor Vesa, a smaller but no less imposing figure with a deep green hue to her skin, and the stoic General Zarak, whose dark, polished armor made him look like a living weapon. Together, they formed an intimidating presence. Elena stepped forward to greet them, her every movement calculated and precise. "Welcome to Earth, Council Leader Korath. It is an honor to host you and your delegation." Korath's translator device hummed to life, his voice smooth and measured. "The honor is ours, Captain Monroe. We have been following humanity's progress with great interest. It is rare that we see such rapid development in a species. We look forward to discussing the future of your world within the Council." Elena maintained a neutral expression, though the words struck her deeply. The Council was not here to admire humanity's progress. They were here to decide whether Earth would join the fold, to be molded by their influence, or if they would be left to their own devices. "Please follow me," Elena said, gesturing toward the nearby meeting room. The group moved through the diplomatic center, passing through high-tech hallways lined with holographic displays of Earth's advancements. Elena made sure to highlight the achievements: clean energy systems, advanced medicine, and thriving ecosystems, all of which had been achieved without the Council's intervention. She wanted to impress upon them that Earth had much to offer in terms of innovation and knowledge, even if it meant playing the part of a humble student. As they entered the meeting room, Elena took her seat at the head of the table, flanked by her most trusted officers. The Council members seated themselves across from her, their expressions unreadable. "We are pleased to present to you the progress Earth has made in the past century," Elena began, her voice steady and composed. "From the completion of our interstellar transport network to our advancements in artificial intelligence, we believe humanity is on the brink of greatness." Korath leaned forward, his eyes narrowing slightly. "Indeed, your progress has been impressive. But the question remains, Captain, what role does Earth seek in the greater galactic order?" Elena's heart skipped a beat. She had prepared for this moment, yet the weight of the question felt heavier than ever. "We seek to continue our journey as an independent species, contributing to the galactic community without losing our sovereignty," she said, her voice firm. There was a moment of silence, the weight of her words hanging in the air. Korath and his delegation exchanged looks, and Elena could almost hear the gears turning in their minds. They were deciding how to respond, weighing the options before them. "An ambitious request," Korath finally said, "but one that requires careful consideration. There are many forces in the galaxy who would see such an ambition fail. The Council can offer protection, guidance, and resources, but you must first understand that the path ahead is fraught with danger." Elena nodded. "We understand the risks, but we are prepared to face them." And in that moment, as the Council deliberated, Elena knew that humanity's greatest challenge was not the aliens they now faced, but the long-hidden strength within their own hearts. Earth had been playing a role for too long, and it was now time to reveal what humanity was truly capable of. The mask was coming off, and a new era was about to begin. The unseen strength. The tension in the room was palpable as the words "fraught with danger" echoed in Captain Elena Monroe's mind. Council leader Korath's voice had been smooth, almost reassuring, but Elena could sense the veiled threat in his words. There was more to the Council's offer than he was letting on. Protection, guidance, and resources came with strings attached, strings that would strangle Earth's freedom. This was not the partnership they sought. Elena shifted in her seat, adjusting her posture as she carefully studied Korath's face. His translucent blue skin shimmered under the soft glow of the room's artificial lighting. But his eyes, those calculating, cold eyes, told a different story. It was clear that humanity's future would not be decided in this room. The Council's motives were not driven by a desire to help Earth. They were driven by power, control, and manipulation. But Earth had one weapon they couldn't see: resilience. "I understand the risks, Council leader," Elena said, her voice steady and confident. "But Earth has always faced challenges and overcome them. We have fought for our place in this galaxy, and we are not asking for your charity. We are asking for the opportunity to stand on equal footing with the galactic community." Korath's lips twitched slightly, the faintest hint of a smile playing at the edges of his mouth. "Your optimism is admirable, Captain. But you must understand that the galaxy is not as forgiving as your world has been. We are offering you protection, not because you are weak, but because the forces that threaten you are powerful and ruthless." Elena's mind raced. The forces Korath spoke of were likely the same factions that had tried to subjugate weaker civilizations across the galaxy. They sought dominance, control, and they would crush any species that stood in their way. Earth was no different. But the galaxy had underestimated humanity. The Council had only seen Earth's surface, the technology, the cities, the diplomacy, but they had not seen the core of what made humanity strong. The core that resided deep below the surface, in the hidden bunkers and secret laboratories where Earth's greatest weapons were forged. "I believe we can protect ourselves," Elena replied, her voice a touch firmer. "We are not helpless children, Council leader. We may have played that role to ensure peace, but humanity's future is not one of submission. We will defend ourselves." Korath's expression darkened for a brief moment, and Elena could see that her words had struck a nerve. The Council had been monitoring Earth for decades, waiting for the right moment to integrate the planet into their fold. But the more they watched, the more they realized that Earth was not as naive as they had believed. The secret human strength, the one that could not be seen or measured by sensors, was beginning to reveal itself. As the meeting progressed, Elena's mind drifted away from the conversation and toward the thoughts she had been wrestling with all day. Beneath the surface of this polished diplomatic facade, Earth was a ticking time bomb. For 50 years, humanity had worked in silence, building alliances with alien species, gathering knowledge, and developing technology that had been kept hidden from the Council. The mask they wore, this image of innocence and vulnerability, had served its purpose well, but that time was coming to an end. And so, as the conversation continued, Elena knew that the moment of truth was approaching. Her thoughts flashed back to the days leading up to this meeting, to the secret operations she had overseen. 30 levels below Earth's capital, in a vast underground complex, the true face of humanity was being forged in the shadows. The heart of Earth's defenses. Far beneath the shimmering city, the corridors of the Earth Defense Force's hidden command center buzzed with quiet activity. Admiral Nathaniel Grant paced the central command hub, his every movement calculated and precise. Above him, holographic screens displayed real-time data from various military bases scattered across the planet. The Earth Defense Force, EDF, had operated in secret for decades, and now, in the face of the Council's visit, its strength would be put to the ultimate test. Grant's brow furrowed as he scanned the information streaming in from satellites and quantum sensors. Earth's fleets, built in the deepest oceans, hidden beneath mountain ranges, and concealed within asteroid fields, were ready. The technology humanity had developed in secret was far beyond anything the Council could imagine. Earth's greatest military assets had been hidden for years, reverse-engineered from alien technology, and refined through human ingenuity. What the Council saw as simple technological leaps were, in fact, complex systems developed with the express purpose of protecting Earth from the very entities sitting at the table with Captain Monroe. "Admiral, everything is in place," Commander Lisa Stone reported, her voice calm and composed despite the weight of the moment. "The fleets are positioned. Our hidden satellites are tracking their movements. We're ready for whatever comes." Grant nodded, his eyes steely with resolve. "I've been waiting for this moment for a long time, Lisa. The Council thinks they can control us. They think they know everything about Earth's potential. But they're wrong. They've underestimated us. Underestimated you." Stone gave a small smile, but there was no pride in it. Only the grim reality of what was about to unfold. "We've been ready for years, sir. It's our turn to show the galaxy that humanity isn't a species to be underestimated." Grant's gaze drifted back to the screen. As his fingers hovered over the control panel, he reflected on the years of planning that had gone into this operation. Earth had built itself into something greater than anyone, alien or human, had imagined. The world's governments, its scientists, and its leaders had worked together in secrecy, crafting a strategy that would ensure humanity's survival and sovereignty. But there was something else that Grant knew, something that transcended the technology and the military might. Humanity had something that no other species in the galaxy possessed: the will to survive, the drive to push forward, even in the face of overwhelming odds. That was the secret weapon Earth had always possessed, one that no amount of technology or firepower could replicate. "Initiate Phase 1. Grant ordered, his voice steady as ever. "Activate the first wave of drones. Let them see the truth." A signal to the Council. Meanwhile, in the conference room, Captain Monroe was engaged in her final exchange with Council Leader Korath. Their words were measured, diplomatic, carefully crafted to maintain the illusion of cooperation. But in her mind, the reality was clear. The Council would never allow Earth to remain free, and once the fleets were activated, there would be no turning back. "We will have our answers soon," Korath said, his tone still pleasant but with a hard edge to it. "The galaxy does not operate on hope alone, Captain. It operates on power and control." Monroe's lips curled into a subtle smile. "And Earth operates on something even stronger, the will to remain free." With that, she stood, offering a final, respectful bow to the Council members. "Thank you for your time. We will continue to consider your offer." As the Council departed, Alina's heart raced with anticipation. Beneath the surface, a far more dangerous game was unfolding, one that the Council could never have predicted. The true face of humanity was no longer hidden, and in the shadows, Earth's defenders were ready to show the galaxy just how powerful humanity could be when it shed its mask. The unveiling. The Council had underestimated humanity. It had been a glaring oversight, one that they would soon regret. While the galactic powers prided themselves on their centuries of advanced technology, their knowledge, and their ability to bend lesser species to their will, they had never accounted for one crucial element: the unyielding determination of a species that refused to be dominated. Captain Alina Monroe stood in the center of the dimly lit command room, her fingers tracing the holographic display that floated before her. The data poured in from all directions: sensors from the lunar base, deep-sea monitoring stations, and the secret orbital platforms that Earth had built in complete silence. The fleet was in motion. Ships cloaked in advanced stealth technology moved from their hidden positions in asteroid fields, beneath oceanic trenches, and across the vast reaches of Earth's orbital range. They moved with a precision and speed that would have been impossible for any of the Council's spies to detect. Humanity had not only kept its secrets well guarded, they had built them to be undetectable, even by the most sophisticated galactic technology. "We're ready, Captain." Commander Lisa Stone's voice broke through Alina's thoughts. Her tone was calm, but filled with the weight of what was to come. "Our fleets are in position. All systems are active. The first wave of drones has been deployed." Alina turned from the display and nodded. "Good. Initiate Phase 2. Let's make sure they know exactly what they're dealing with." With that command, the Earth Defense Force's greatest weapon came to life. Project Aegis, a network of satellites, drones, and automated systems that acted as both the eyes and ears of Earth's military might. Each satellite released a swarm of sleek, sophisticated drones into orbit, their engines silent, their movements nearly imperceptible. These drones were not just scouts. They were weapons of war, capable of disabling entire fleets without a single shot being fired. They had been designed specifically to respond to the Council's overconfidence in their technological superiority. The Council's response. The diplomatic center's atmosphere was thick with tension as Council Leader Korath and his delegation gathered in the observation room, watching Earth's activities unfold on the holoscreen before them. They had just received an update from their fleet, and the news was unsettling. Earth's ships, previously thought to be outdated and vulnerable, were moving in unison, and their stealth technology was proving to be nearly impenetrable. A slow realization was beginning to sink in. The humans were not the simple, fragile species they had assumed. They had been playing a game all along, one that the Council had never anticipated. "This is unexpected," Korath murmured, his voice low, almost imperceptible. He turned to Advisor Vesa, whose stoic expression betrayed nothing but caution. "Their fleet is not only undetected, it is maneuvering with an intelligence that I've never seen in a species this young. What are they planning? Vessa's fingers danced across the display console, her alien eyes flicking between data streams. They have deployed a new form of weaponry. Drones, most likely. Our sensors are unable to track them. And it's not just the drones. They have positioned their ships in such a way that our entire fleet might be under threat if we do not act swiftly. Korath's crystalline features twisted in a grimace. The realization that Earth had not only advanced beyond their expectations, but had also constructed entire fleets and weapon systems in secret, was a blow to the Council's pride. "Prepare for countermeasures," he ordered. "Engage the full strength of the fleet. Activate the planetary shields." But Korath's words were already too late. The mask shatters. Far below Earth's surface, in the deepest reaches of the Pacific Ocean, the final preparations for the most critical phase of the operation were underway. Admiral Nathaniel Grant stood in front of the largest holographic display, a map of the galaxy laid out before him. He watched as Earth's fleet converged, taking up positions that were carefully designed to ensure the success of their mission. "All forces are engaged," Grant said, his voice firm as he addressed his officers. "Activate the first wave of offensive systems. We'll give them one chance to turn back. If they don't, the war begins." As the Earth Defense Forces ships powered up their weapons, Elena Monroe's heart raced in her chest. She knew the Council would not back down. They never did. But she also knew that Earth had crossed the point of no return. The mask had come off. There was no more playing the part of the weakling. The world, for better or worse, would finally show the galaxy its true face. "Captain Monroe." The voice crackled through her communicator. It was Commander Stone, her voice tight with urgency. "We've made contact with the Council's fleet. They're deploying their own drones, but our systems are already intercepting them. Project Aegis is fully operational. We've locked onto their positions." "Good," Elena replied. "Activate the countermeasures. I want every ship and drone ready for action. Let them see just how far humanity has come." The final stand. The battle that ensued was unlike anything the Council had ever witnessed. Earth's fleet, though small in number compared to the vast forces the Council commanded, was a well-oiled machine. Its ships sleek, deadly, and nearly impossible to detect. As the Council's forces advanced, they found themselves under attack from every direction, from ships they couldn't see and drones they couldn't track. The drones that Earth had deployed moved with terrifying precision, disabling entire sections of the Council's ships before they could even respond. Project Aegis worked in tandem, creating a network of interference that rendered the Council's high-tech weapons and shields useless. Earth had anticipated every move the Council would make, having studied their strategies for years. Every countermeasure had been tested and perfected. But it wasn't just the technology that made Earth's forces so formidable. It was the human spirit. The will to fight, to protect, to survive. As Korath's fleet struggled to maintain control, Elena and her officers gave one last command. "Activate the final wave. It's time to end this." The final wave of drones descended like a storm upon the Council's fleet, their weapons charging with a silent fury. Within minutes, Earth's forces had completely disabled the alien ships. The battle was over. Korath's image flickered onto a nearby screen, his once confident expression now a mask of disbelief. You have defied us." Elena stood tall as she looked into the screen, her voice unwavering. "No, Council leader, we've shown you the truth. Humanity is not a species to be controlled or underestimated. We are not your wards. We are not your children. We are Earth's guardians, and we will not be your prey." The true face of humanity. As the Council's forces retreated, Earth's fleet watched them with unblinking eyes. The battle was over, but the war for Earth's future had just begun. Elena Monroe, her heart still pounding from the battle, turned away from the screen and walked toward the control room's exit. "We did it," Commander Stone said, her voice filled with both pride and relief. "No," Elena replied softly. "We've just begun. This victory is only the start of what humanity will accomplish. We've removed the mask, and now the galaxy will know the truth. And as Earth's ships sailed into the cosmos, humanity's true face, bold, powerful, and unafraid, was revealed to the stars. The Council had thought Earth was just another fledgling species, too naive to defend itself, too weak to survive. But in that moment, humanity proved that no force in the galaxy could ever stand in its way. The galaxy had been warned. Humanity was no longer hiding. And now, it would take its place among the stars.